Rated GE by the Kenya Film Classification Board. It is therefore suitable for general family viewing.
Good morning. Welcome to Chungu cha Jamii. My name is Betty Akuku. I'm your host today. We are having a topic about the family. Today we'll be talking about family leisure. Sometimes in the family we get so busy, we don't even know what to do when we have some free time. And today we'll be taking a break to talk about leisure. I have a guest in studio who's going to introduce herself and tell us more about this. You're welcome.
Good morning, viewers. My name is Elizabeth Njau. I work for Elida Tours and Safaris. Elida Tours and Safaris is a family business that is in the business of doing tours and safaris to make the families enjoy their leisure time.
Okay. Be part of us. Our SMS line is 21144. Please text in, ask all your questions and concerns, and we'll get back to you. Elizabeth, yes. Welcome to the show. This is Chungu cha Jamii.
Yes.
We basically talk about family issues.
Yes.
And in the family, there are so many things. In the family, people talk about divorce, separation. People talk about happiness. There's sadness in the family also. There's schooling, there's parenting in the family. So many things in the family. But also in the family, there's leisure time. Nowadays in our society, people are so busy. People are so busy. And if we find some time, just a break out of work, then I think this is really precious. Yes. Tell me about leisure in the family. How do families spend their leisure time in Kenya?
Thank you. You've said something very important, that leisure time is very important because it brings that bond that so neatly knits families together. And that's where safaris, tours, and leisure time come. Now, at Elida Tours and Safaris, we encourage families to do tours that they will do as a family. And that will bring them together. Really, it's about relaxing, unwinding, having fun, and having space out of the normal. You see, you are either in the office, you are either in the house,
on the road,
and the roads are quite taxing. So as a family, how do you unwind? And we're talking of the family. And my assumption of the family here for this show may mean, you know, parents and children. So where do these people get together as a family to have time that is away from classwork, official work, and just household, and chores. And remember, for children, also, depending on the ages, there is even that issue of waking up very early to go to school. So this is where leisure travel comes in. Leisure is a time away from all these things where you can relax. It doesn't have to be expensive. It's just a place where you go to relax.
I like that you say it doesn't have to be expensive. Because, you know, leisure time, people look forward to holidays. But ideally, they do not know what to do with their free time during the holidays. So they end up at home waking up at 10 instead of 5, you know. So because they have holiday, they just wake up at 10 and don't know what to do with the day. They just go swimming in the neighborhood the whole day, just eating and coming back. Do you think people are really aware what they're supposed to do with their leisure time?
I don't know whether they are aware. But maybe this is where, as tour operators, we come in to create the awareness. Let me say something about leisure, about what I saw in the coast. In December, because we're coming from the December holidays, in December we saw many people visit the coast. But most of them, from what I saw, I could be wrong, but from what I saw, most of them were in the oceans. You know, having fun in the water and enjoying the water.
And the hotels were fully booked.
But so far, so good. But let's talk about that coast. In that coast, you could decide as a family to go to Malindi. There is the place called that forest, Arabuko Sokoke Forest. You could take an excursion and go to Malindi to the Gedi ruins. That's at the junction of Watamu. You could still go to that Malindi and go to the Vasco da Gama pillar. Okay? So maybe
those are really many places.
Exactly. Exactly. And you know, you will still enjoy the ocean. Because the ocean is not moving.
Okay.
You will still enjoy it, and Mombasa has this nice weather. You will enjoy the ocean.
Mombasa has nice weather?
As in, for the ocean.
Hot.
But, again, yeah, I agree, it's too hot. But where are we all going?
To the coast.
Yeah.
Why? Why?
Yeah. So it means it has something good for us.
Okay.
Despite the heat.
It could be that you don't know any other place.
Okay, now we know. Now we know.
From where?
From here, from this show. You're doing a great job.
Okay.
You could
you could tell us. In the show, please tell us where else. Because some of us missed a place in the coast. We heard on TV that all places were booked. We saw people so packed. And because, you know, it's leisure, we don't want to go and struggle with people. We want to go and relax, you know, just stay there and have some fun, have some peace. So for some of us, when it's so packed, then we don't want to be there. So we were all rushing there because we have no idea if there's another better place.
Okay, interesting. Thoughts right there. People didn't know there is a better place. I think there's a challenge I need to pick up at Leader Tours and Safaris, and maybe other tour operators who are hearing, because there is something for everyone. When we talk of the hotels, that is one cadre. We have, okay, I don't want to talk a lot about Airbnbs, but they exist. But we have serviced apartments, and there are many in Mombasa. Then those serviced apartments will also give you the services of a chef and a housekeeper, so that you are not also, you know, you're not moving the house to the, and also you're not moving from the house again to go and do, you know, you've gone for, you've gone for leisure. It still brings in that leisure aspect. So when the hotels are full, there is always something else. But I think I'm more concerned about the activities, because I kept on looking, what are they doing?
At the coast.
Yes, what are they doing?
What are they doing?
So maybe we also need to do a sampling and understand, okay, what else do you do at the coast? Because the coast is not just the ocean. We've talked about the Arabuko. We've talked about Malindi. How about even taking a drive to Shimba Hills? There's a nice big forest. How about even taking a drive? It could be a bit far, so for those ones we could not say they can go to Taita. But you say they can go to Shimba Hills. They can go to swim with the dolphins. That is done at yes.
Is it risky and dangerous?
I've been there. I did that.
How is it?
It's awesome.
Really?
It's awesome. I didn't swim with the dolphins. I didn't go into the water. But the boat and the boat that I had is a glass boat, and the people we were with, because they are professionals, they were swimming with the dolphins. So you see, so there's a lot.
There's a lot.
Yes,
but there is no awareness. There is no awareness. Truly, when I look around and search for matters to do with tourism and leisure, what I generally find is that people outside of Kenya, or rather non-Kenyans, are the ones enjoying Kenya. We who are Kenyans, do you think Kenyans are truly enjoying their country as beautiful as it is? Or some other people are enjoying their country on their behalf?
Okay. Yes. Now that's a good question, and that's also a very deep question. Because when we talk about who is enjoying Kenya more, the dynamics change a little bit.
Okay.
Because when we talk of the foreigners coming to enjoy Kenya, remember tourism is an income exchange earner.
Yes.
For the government, and it's a good thing for the country.
Yes.
The tourism sector is also creating employment.
Okay.
So we can look at the business aspect and say, yes, probably Kenya has been marketed very well for the international community, because again, those are assets, those are God-given assets that, and I think every Kenyan needs to know this. These are God-given assets. These are God-given assets. We didn't do anything.
They also generate income.
Yes.
Yes.
We didn't do anything to get the Mara.
True.
We didn't do anything to get that aspect of the Indian Ocean. we have Lake Bogoria, we have Elementaita, we have Lake Nakuru, we have Lake Naivasha, we have Lake Victoria.
We have tea plantations.
We have tea plantations. We have
sugar cane
the
plantations.
Rift Valley, we have the Menengai, we have Longonot. All that is God given.
We have waterfalls.
Yes.
Do people even go to view these things? By Kenyans?
Yes.
Hardly?
No, they do. 2 years ago, we went to Thompson Falls.
Okay.
As a family, and I was amazed. The community there, it was during one of the holidays, and I think it was 12th of December, and we just decided to take a drive to Thompson Falls, and the communities there were there in plenty. Probably what we could do is create more awareness for the communities and the Kenyans to consume these products. Because going back to your earlier question about whether Kenyans enjoy leisure travel, KTB normally releases data. And they have said that over the years, in fact from 2016, 2017, 2018 data is yet to be released, the official data. But all those years, the domestic market has been steadily rising. So that's a plus.
It has been rising.
It has been rising. So that's a plus. That's a plus. But again, when we say rising, rising is relative. Okay?
Yeah.
So we need to do
one,
yes. So we need to do more. You talked about leisure travel and what people do. What I've seen mainly people do is people tend to lean towards the coast.
Okay.
It doesn't matter which part of the coast, but they will lean towards the coast. The ones who want exclusive will lean towards the exclusive. Maybe we need to sit here and ask ourselves, do people go to the Masai Mara? Kenyans, do they go to Masai Mara?
Yeah. Because I know where people go a lot as Kenyans is the coasts.
Yes.
And you'll find them in the water, at the beaches. Yes. They are maybe in the hotels, or they're the ones who do the apartments, you know. Because apartments are relatively cheaper than the hotel.
Yes.
So all these things that Kenyans have, like the ones you talked about in Watamu, in Malindi, do Kenyans really get there?
Yeah. And that's where now we come into probably affordability. Because when we talk of the Mara and other parks, let's not isolate the Mara. Let's say the national parks, especially the ones that are a little bit far from Nairobi. I'm using Nairobi as, let's say, the central point where maybe you'd be leaving from. But let's remember, somebody can also leave from another county and go to the Mara. But using Nairobi, because I'm based in Nairobi, when we talk about the Mara, whenever we are talking to clients about the Mara, they're finding it a little bit expensive. Okay. Now, all hotels have very, very, very good resident rates. Oh, very friendly. Oh, yes. Really? Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Okay. They have very friendly resident rates.
Oh, okay. Yes. And what has tickled someone?
Yes, please, the viewer, please. Just understand.
Because it doesn't sound like...
No.
When everybody thinks about going to the Mara, you're thinking the tourists will come and go there.
No, these are...
The foreigners will come and go there.
I said...
maybe local tourists.
No, I said these are our God-given assets. Let us begin by enjoying them. And you know...
Yeah, there could be a reason why people are not enjoying them. And one of them, as you have mentioned, could be affordability. And as you're saying now that they're relatively cheap or not so expensive, I'm wondering whether it is true. And if that is the case, then people don't probably know that, I mean, is this affordable? Why have we been drawing back? Yeah.
Yes, and maybe now we need to also go out there as a company and find out, hey, why don't you go to the Mara? But from my experience, what I have seen is that going to the Mara requires a bit more. It has two levels in it. It has the transport level and the hotel level. Okay. So the hotel, as I have said, has the resident rate. The vehicle also will not give you at an expensive rate. But remember, we are talking kilometers. Okay. So the distance. So when I give you my rate, you may find it expensive. What we have been now doing, and this is what we are doing in 2019, is join a group tour. Okay. When you join the group tour,
it's less expensive.
It's less expensive because you are sharing this vehicle, you are sharing the cost, and therefore it becomes affordable. Remember, I've said the hotel has the standard. It is Kenyan resident rates. are flexible and they are friendly.
But also, we're also not talking about individual leisure, we're talking about family leisure.
Exactly.
So it's very important. You could actually join up as 2 or 3 families and enjoy.
Yes.
And then you could also take some time out and plan for this well so that you save enough and you're able to go out and enjoy.
Yes.
Okay, Elizabeth.
Yes.
What other kinds of leisure, how do families, you know, enjoy their leisure? Because you have mentioned about traveling to the coast. You have talked about Mara. Probably they go there for the wildlife safaris. What else can people do with their leisure time?
Something else that I have seen families do,
Yes.
and I would advocate because I did it for many years, is camping. When you talk Naivasha, there is, yes, the hotel. There are those who will want just to go to the hotels, spend time together. You know, you're having leisure, you are talking, you're bonding, you're laughing, you're doing things together. There is now something for everyone. If you want to go to the hotel, there is Naivasha. It's not far. Then there is
depending on where you're coming from.
Remember, I said I made a caveat. I said my destination starts from Nairobi.
Okay.
So yes, but we can talk about that. But then there is also the aspect of camping.
Okay.
What I love about camping as a family is the unity it brings together.
Okay.
Again, you're doing
the
things, the bonding. You're doing things together. You're just having fun. You're sleeping on the floor. Doesn't mean you don't have a bed at home. But you're just there as a family. And the atmosphere is relaxed.
Okay.
That's one of the things personally, because I'm a tour operator and I'm a consumer of the tourism products. So we have done camping a lot and we have enjoyed it.
So if I'm not doing camping, if I'm not out there for wildlife safaris, if I'm not at the coast basking and in the waters, what else do I do?
Now, there's something else you can do. You can go hiking.
Hiking.
Because again, we're talking of family time together.
Yes.
Now, when we go for a hike, what are we doing? We're also bonding.
Yes.
And as a family, we are saying we care about our health. Yeah?
You're exercising.
We are exercising.
Yes.
We are training the coming generations that, oh, life is not just about going to Nairobi, parking somewhere, having nyama choma. No,
we can also go and burn out the calories we have been taking in.
And as you're burning out, you are enjoying the scenery.
Yeah.
Remember when we talk about the tour package, we don't just talk about the park as a destination.
Okay.
Because it's an experience. So it is the whole experience from the minute you took off. And for me, when I'm also talking to families, I encourage them, it is the experience from parking. Even the young ones, how are you involving them to park? Remember, as a family, what are they learning as they park? They're learning independent skills.
Yes.
And they're also
responsibilities.
Yes, and they're saying, even as they grow, this is how we do our thing.
Yeah.
Okay? They're taking ownership of their part of the...
And you know, one thing that I like about this kind of leisure activities that you're giving to us and to our viewer is that they are so involving as the entire family that you do not have your own time that is idle to think about other things, you know, like committing crime, getting into drugs. You don't have time. You know, it's not allowing you the time to think about this, because leisure, my definition of leisure, I could be wrong too, is that time out of work.
Yes.
And to me, I don't limit it to just a Saturday and Sunday because that's just a day or two. But that vacation where people are not in school, I have some leave out of work. You know, if I'm given this 1 week or 2 weeks alone by myself, what will I do? There's so many thoughts that come into me, so many thoughts come into our children, and everybody wants, so what am I going to do? I just sleep until 10. I wake up and watch TV and watch movie. And when you watch and do those things, a lot of things and minds and plans also come into you that are not so good. So this hiking, I think, is a very good idea. Camping together as a family is really a good idea. Yeah. And I think somebody needs to try out that. The problem, the reason we keep doing all these things that we are doing, keeping ourselves busy with at home, is just because I think people don't know. They have not made us aware.
Okay, we'll do more of that.
It's too expensive. Because when we see only the tourists and the foreigners engage in them, We think they have extra dollars to do that.
No. The Kenyan government, the Kenyan hotels encourage domestic tourism. They treasure it because we are the first consumers of this product. And remember, the more the Kenyans enjoy these facilities, the more they connect with nature. Recently, the president had that awareness of conservation.
Okay.
Remember also leisure, and as we talk of our parks, because we are gifted with parks, we are gifted with oceans.
True.
We are also now connecting with nature. You know, the more you connect with nature, the more now you also become aware of conservation efforts.
Yeah.
When we talk trees, you have traveled out there, you understand the beauty and the importance. Then when we talk of sustainability, you are understanding.
And you're part of it.
And you're part of it. Very briefly, let me go back to Nairobi and leisure. You know, Kenya is the country that has the national park in the city.
Oh, really?
Our Nairobi National Park. Nairobi National Park. We're in the city. Friendly rates. That one you can, KWS does tours at a fee, of course. Just go there. Then when we're talking of nature, talk arboretum. Picnic. You know, leisure doesn't also have to be just hotels. Talk arboretum. Go there as a family. Do a walk.
City park.
Enjoy. Go City Park. Go Karura Forest.
Yeah.
Go Uhuru Park. All these facilities are there for us to enjoy.
But some of these facilities, like the ones you've mentioned within our county,
Yes.
there is no activity going on. There's no activity going on. So like when you pass around Uhuru Park, all you see is people who are just idle.
And now, this is where now creativity comes in.
Yeah,
and,
people are just idle.
I agree, totally. But this is where creativity comes in. Now, you can see that I'm from a different generation. In our generation, we used to keep ourselves busy. Yeah?
With what?
I mean, jump rope. Keep yourself busy. You know, be creative. Now, there are many activities that, remember when you talk of leisure, we are doing something out of the norm.
Yes.
You can create.
Out of work. You
Yes,
just want
out
to
of
relax,
work.
You know?
Out of work. Come together, do things together. It's your family, you know yourselves. Be it board games, you know, whatever it is. Because also, now when we talk of now that leisure which has structured activities, that's when we talk of the parks. We talk of Naivasha, you go to Naivasha, go to Hell's Gate.
Yeah. But now the parks that we have within our county, they actually do not have structured activities. Do they?
They don't have, but you come up with your activity. That's why.
So they need to put some, you know, some water, some waterfall that is not natural, you know, some created kind of waterfall, some music in the park, so that people are busy, they're engaged, you know, some constructive thing going on, so that when you've gone there, you've actually not going to waste your time. You have gone to be part of something different and for your family.
Yeah, but you're not going to the park. Let's talk Uhuru Park. They have the lake. They have the man-made lake there, so you can do the boating.
Yes.
But as you go there, you know, even that time alone to sit and connect with nature is still a leisure.
Yes,
still a
it
leisure
is.
activity.
It is.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Now, as we continue going across the country, we have parks like Lake Nakuru.
Okay.
Still talking distance from Nairobi to Lake Nakuru, not far. Enjoy the park. Enjoy the flamingos when they are there. Remember, they keep on changing because of the water levels. Nakuru is a good example of domestic tourism. The last time again I was in Nakuru, I saw many people from Lake Nakuru, from Nakuru County, not Lake Nakuru, from Nakuru County, going to Lake Nakuru. So you realize that people do enjoy these facilities. Then another time we went to Menengai Crater. We met many Kenyans enjoying the facility. In fact, some had come in a matatu. They had come together, I think hired a 14-seater and gone to the crater, then they're just enjoying the view. Meaning that Kenyans do enjoy the facilities. And more needs to be done. More definitely needs to be done, but they need to do it. Probably where now we could also have a better way of enjoying our leisure is also doing inter-county exchange programs.
Okay.
Remember, Machakos County has really tried to do this.
To come up on the same.
Tried to come up on the same, and they're still coming up.
Yes.
And we see a lot of the People's Park. The last time I went to the People's Park, it was packed.
Yes, it was.
And there were people from outside the county, but most people are from the county. So again, that can say...
When it was just starting, I also went there when it was just starting. It was really, really packed.
Yes.
I don't know about that today. And if it is going down, I don't know what is causing it to go down. I think people have the excitement of something new just came, so everybody rushes to go and see it, and there's no sustainability.
It could be that, but it could also be that, remember we said that travel is an experience.
Yes.
So maybe I've experienced this. I'm looking for another experience. And that's why I wanted
and even with experience, there's always a place to start.
There's always a place to start.
Yeah.
So let's say I started with Machakos County. I'm from Machakos. And I have enjoyed the People's Park.
Yes.
So maybe now I'm looking for another place. But how about inter-county activities? There are so many activities.
There's so many.
Talk about Taita. Taita has so many activities.
Like which ones?
The Taita is a gem. It has many activities. There are hills to be climbed. There is the Chulu Hills. There is the Savos and the Savoys. There is the Conservancies. There is the... Oh, there's so much. In fact, I would encourage Kenyans to visit Mzima Springs.
Mzima Springs.
These are our jewels. Mzima Springs is beautiful. It's in the Savos.
So when people go there, Elizabeth, do you organize for them accommodations? For example, a leader, which your business is. How do you make this easy for them? Because for some people, they actually either know, but they are not able to afford. And for others, they have no idea completely. So for those who know and they're not able to afford, is it really that they're not able to afford, or they have a formed figure which is not true in their minds?
I think I want to go with your last statement that they have a formed figure which is not true.
Okay.
They probably think that these facilities are very expensive.
And for particulars?
And let me say something. I once asked a certain lady, why don't you go to the Mara? And to her she was like, to go and say what? So I said, I just mentioned elephants. I said, you could see the elephants. And then she said, do you know when I was growing up, those elephants used to come and destroy our farms? I have no love for them. And I was like, oh, okay. This is what they mean when they say human-wildlife conflict. And that's why you see the trends are changing now, because the young generation,
they've never seen them.
Yeah, so for them, they are eager.
It's really something.
Oh, yes, it's really something. Remember we talked about KTB statistics? It is indicative that the young people, now by young, I don't know what your young would be, but let me say, from 30, 35 and above, they are really into all these leisure activities.
To see what's happening.
To see.
Because people are born and they only see elephants on TV.
Yes.
We are Kenyans, we've never seen, we've never had a face-to-face with elephants. Things that people come to carry from our country.
Yes.
Yeah, I think this is a very strange place to be. How can we be the ones who own such a beautiful country? People pay to travel miles and miles. They come to see them, and as who are here, have no idea how they look like, except seeing them on TV. Yeah, that's very strange. And I think you guys are not doing such a good job.
We are.
You need to
Trust
wake
me.
up.
Trust me.
You need to wake up and do something about it, because there are people who are the generations are going to elapse without them having ever had an encounter and even ever stepped into Mara, without ever knowing that such destinations are there. Yeah, what other destinations are there for people who want to have family leisure?
Now, there are other destinations where you find like now individuals have set up facilities, and then in their facilities, they have set up activities.
Okay.
So when we talk of that, we are talking of like the Chaka Ranch. You are, as an individual, you have come up, then you've realized as you're talking, they've seen the gap.
Yeah.
So they have now the activities that they have. You have the Tafaria Castle, they come up, they have the activities. But without losing the national aspect of things, I have not, let me just say I've not been to Kakamega Rainforest. That's my goal. I want to go there, yeah?
Okay.
But I would want to even know, people who are watching us from Kakamega, do they go to Kakamega Rainforest? Do they go to see the forest itself? The residents there?
Yeah.
The residents. Yes, the residents there.
Do they even know? Okay, of course they know they have it.
Yes.
Do they even go to see it?
Do they even go to see it? Because we need to start by enjoying these facilities ourselves. Then we make others enjoy. When we talk of Nairobi, I know the young people of Nairobi do enjoy most of these facilities. They come together. They have understood the power of numbers. So they come together in groups, and you will always find them with an activity. A weekend activity, weekend activity, weekend activity.
Okay. I want us to take a short break.
Yes.
Zero, we are taking a short break. Our
Yes.
SMS line is 21144. We are talking about family leisure, and our question today is, are you as a Kenyan truly enjoying your country, or have you left this for the foreigners and tourists to come and do so on your behalf? Please arise, take up the challenge, and know your country. Our SMS line, like I told you, is 21144. We are also our YouTube on GBS Kenya. Please tune in and don't go away. Thank you. So,
how many of you use your real names on Facebook? Wengine ni sweetie pretty.
You must succeed in being an eagle and not a chicken.
I'm seeing myself owning the biggest media house in Africa. Yes, I could employ you, in fact. Yes.
All right, now it is going to another direction.
When you are born and when you grow up, now you do the work. You become a person who likes the country. You understand, right? I mean, not getting a job at Kenya Power, right?
And you know what? Who you are online is exactly who you are offline. And who you are offline is who you are online.
여러 군데 가서 강연을 많이 해보는데
So I've been to many places to give lectures.
우나일래 와서 와 이러면
Whenever I say, "Una sa,"
눈썹으로 인사를 대답을 해요.
they respond with their eyebrows.
Hi, my name is Zawadi. At Mahanaim, I studied qualifier for the LGCSE through the Cambridge International Educational Program.
We Mahanaim International High School students enjoy extracurricular activities such as joining GBS TV club, taekwondo, cultural dance, orchestra, swimming, foreign languages, community service, and much more. I believe this unique experience I gained here will go a long way into strengthening the future me.
The teachers and other ministers at Mahanaim spared no pain in running with us until the end of the mile, until we secured all of our goals. And that's how I passed my IGCSE exams.
Mahanaim International High School cares about my future. Beyond our education, Mahanaim nurtures us to have bright and healthy mind so that we could become great future leaders.
Healing, hope, restoration. Amazing stories of real people like you who have triumphed over tragedy. Watch Turning Point International and be inspired to reach your turning point.
It really ministers to the soul of man, and as a pastor you benefit a lot because people learn, and they learn how to cope with issues probably you don't even deal with in your sermons.
It's not reality TV, it's real life TV.
Hello viewers, welcome to Women's Views. What you see is what you get. Very exciting and fun. We grew up in a certain community and we were told this is how women are. Everybody was coming with what they can get. This is not a joke. You signed up for life. Very interesting. A woman is this. You want somebody else to do something for you that you can do for yourself. You know what you're doing, a great job. You keep doing it.
We are going to school to become a musician. Seriously?
Okay, huge. The show airs every weekday from 11 a.m. to noon and is repeated every evening from 7 to 8 p.m. I look forward to seeing you there.
Everywhere, GBS.
As in the oceans.
Apartments. Welcome back, viewer. We are talking about family leisure. Our SMS line is 21144. Please feel free to text us and ask us all your questions regarding leisure, even travel, and we'll get back to you. Elizabeth.
Yes.
We were talking about whether Kenyans are truly enjoying their country. And you mentioned that in Nakuru, people who are in Nakuru can easily get to the lake, you know, and they can see the flamingos. You say they also have rhinos there, we able to see that. But the challenge is people travel miles and miles to come and see the same flamingos, which are just around them. And they also go to other places. Are these people in Nakuru also able to go to Kakamega and other places within the country and see all these things as well?
I doubt. I highly doubt. And maybe now that's a challenge you are sending to me to find out whether people do even in that inter-county tourism. One of the things as we progress that I have seen that I like about devolution is how each county has a tourism department.
Oh, really?
Oh, yes.
That's nice.
Oh, yes.
That's nice. That's commendable.
Yes, each county has a tourism department.
So somehow they have to create a tourist attraction
Yes.
if they don't have.
Yes.
Okay.
So probably it's just to encourage the counties to popularize their products. Actually, I think counties are doing a lot of that. I've seen in different channels. But we need to know more of our county and our country.
Yes.
So that we enjoy the leisure as a family. Okay? Remember, as you were starting, you said we talked about a little bit about affordability, and we talked about joining a group. One of the things that I have seen working also very successfully is where families come in groups of maybe two families or three, and they join together and they say, we are a group, we are 3 families, want to go for this holiday. Give us a package. Then we discuss with them according to their tastes and preferences, and they go. Now, that one has the power of bringing in even the extended family. You know, the African extended family seems to be fading away a little bit. I don't know how much, but fading.
True.
As you talked, you remember you started with divorce and all that?
Yes.
Now that brings in that whole family aspect, brings the social aspect, but again, it also gives you that individual space as families, because remember, once you finish your activities, you have time alone as families
to meditate,
evaluate your days, and plan yourself.
To think deeply.
But you also have that coming together as families, doing joint activities.
True.
So these are things that people can look into and do as, you know, as families.
And also look forward to. Yeah. So you need to give them this destination.
Yes.
You're a destination specialist.
We will.
You need to give them, you know. You guys, instead of just going to the waters all the time at the coast, you could go and not just see the flamingos. You could also go to a place like Mbita Point, you know, and see what happens with the fish.
Actually,
the people who want to know about fish fillets, they don't even know how a whole fish looks like.
Actually, a good point right there. People need to know their country. In fact, I think it needs to not be even tourism. It needs to be know your country. And as you are knowing your country, you get to enjoy the country. Rusinga Island.
Yes.
It's a beautiful place.
It
One
is.
of the best places to see the sunset.
Have you been there?
I have been there.
Wow.
I have been there. It is amazing. Just seeing the sun, it's like it's sinking into the lake.
But you know, when I even plan with my family to go to such places, I'm thinking, how do I go there? Do I even know the road? Do I have to Google? I can get lost. So I need someone to tell me, hey, That's not just to the coast. I mean, come to Rusinga Island, there is this and this view. My children will learn something out of it. I will personally learn something out of it.
That is why we are there. We will do the researching for you. We will do the Googling for you. We will do all that. That's why we are a tour operator. As a tour operator,
I'm not aware, this is why it doesn't even come to mind. So when it's holiday time, I just want to sleep and sleep. And think of how I'm going to visit people.
And probably that's how now we are uniquely Kenyan. I want to do it on my own, because when we talk of now wanting to do it on my own, that's where it becomes a bit challenging, because I may not know. Remember, this is what we do for a living. So we have personnel whose work is to package the whole tour for you. Well, remember, I have said a tour is an experience, and the experience is very personal. So even as we are choosing the route for you to travel, we are looking at you as a family. We are looking at you, when you give us all your details, we are looking at you and seeing where is the first place we are ensuring you get your first break.
Okay.
Stretch a leg. As you stretch your leg, what are you doing there?
So a leader tours provides all this. Okay. Do you also have transport to take me there?
I have.
Or must I have a car to have family leisure?
I have transport.
Must I have a car to have family leisure?
No.
Yeah. So what are these things that I must have, or that keep me from having this family leisure that I have really been desiring?
You only need to have the desire. And once you have the desire,
I have had the desire.
Come to us. We will sit together and we will package the tour for you. And I think we need to break this misconception that these are products for foreigners. Okay.
And they are too pocket and friendly.
And they are too pocket and friendly. Remember I said the Kenyan government, the KTB, the hotels are here for Kenyans.
By the way, are Kenyans given a subsidized rate compared to the foreign tourists?
Yes,
they are.
It is called resident rate.
But you don't tell us. This is why we don't opt to travel.
No, we do.
You don't tell us. I don't think Kenyans are aware of all this. That is why they would rather, let me buy my 2 kg of meat and eat with my children who will still have had too much than what one person will pay at the hotel.
Okay, let's also accept something. Let's also accept something. That when we go to the hotel, it will not be cheap as what I would do at home. Okay? And that's why probably we are saying it is not an everyday affair.
Yes,
and
it's just once in a while.
Yes.
And that's why we sit and plan for it and look forward to it.
And we talked about things that you can do on a weekend basis.
Yes.
There are hikes. There's Arboretum. There is the National Park. There is Chaka Ranch. You can drive there. There are many other places you can go. You can go to People's Park. Okay? Even if you are Nakuru, you can go to Lake Nakuru. If you are in the coast, you can go to all these places. When we talk of leisure travel, we are talking about that one-off experience. So we are saying that as a family, we are coming together. This year, we have said we are coming together. So in January, we need to know where we're going in December.
True.
Then we decide it's the national park. We decide it's, I mean not the national park, the national reserves. We decide we want to do the circuit of Naivasha, Elementaita, Nakuru, Baringo, Bogoria, and come back. Or we decide we want to go to the cradle of mankind and we go to Turkana. Or we decide it's Bitter Point. Or we decide it's Taita. Or we decide it's Savoy, Savo West. We decide it's Mount Kenya, Aberdares Ranges. Or we decide it is Amboseli, shadow of Kilimanjaro. Okay. Now, when we decide, or Chulu Hills, or whatever it is, when we decide that, and we plan for it, the aspect of expense will not arise. Because truth be told, it will not be cheap. Because there is accommodation for the, let's take a standard, according to you,
I
in
think
the
I
family
like
show.
the idea of the apartments.
Yes.
Because you say there's provision for a chef.
Yes.
You could also get someone to do laundry.
Yes.
Because you're not moving your house to go and do your house normal chores to this other place. It's
Yes.
not your house you're moving.
Yes.
You're going out for leisure.
Yes.
So if you cannot actually pay for the hotel
Yes.
or the hotel rates,
Yes.
then there is the apartments
Yes.
where you just live and do your things the way you want, and there is a chef who comes to make food for you, and there is also someone who comes to do your laundry and clean up.
Yes.
I think that's a very good idea.
That's a good idea. And
is that happening apart from the coast?
Up country, I would need to research. I don't think it's happening a lot, maybe on a lower scale, but I would need to research. Because remember, even this person who is putting this facility is also looking for an income. So they need to be assured that they will get the guests. Okay. But I wanted to ask, according to your show, when you talk of a Kenyan family, what is the average? What are the average numbers? So that we also talk about numbers. What are the average numbers in a Kenyan family?
Okay.
According to what you have seen in your shows.
The average number it's a big number. Families are the place where we find population. Yes.
So can we say, like, if we use the family that is a father, mother, we know, of course, they are single family headed households. I'm not ignoring that at all. If we use the family, father, mother, average 3 children, we are talking of 5, isn't it?
Yes.
So I'm just trying to break down when we say expensive. So when we talk of 5, we are saying these 5 people will be accommodated in a hotel, okay?
Yeah.
Let's take, where do you want us to take, for instance? Just for a rough estimate.
Naivasha.
Let's say Naivasha. Now, Naivasha, when you accommodate these 5 people, the parents will be adults, isn't it?
Yeah.
Then the children, anybody
Have a
12 and below,
rate.
have a subsidized rate. You will find 3 and below have a special rate. So let's assume that these 2 children are below 12, and this one is below 3.
Yeah.
So the below 3 will stay free.
Will not pay.
The below 12 will have a subsidized rate.
Yeah.
Father, mother will pay. Or if it's single-headed household, the adult will pay, isn't it?
Yeah.
So when you put that together, then you put in the cost of the car. This car is taking you.
So do you provide transport for your clients?
Yes, we provide.
Okay, so like I said earlier, you necessarily do not have to have your own car to be able to have family leisure.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
When people go hiking, where they go, and like those who go to Nakuru, for example, to the flamingos, to see the rhinos, do you provide insurance? Do you provide security? How do you ensure that your clients are safe?
We ensure that our clients are safe in terms of what we do in the entire package. Let's talk about hiking.
Yeah.
When you're going for hiking, you go with a guide.
Okay.
With a guide, not guard, a guide.
Provided by you.
By us.
Yes.
Now, if you're going to a place that requires you have an armed guard, they are there.
Okay.
Let's use Gong Hills. If you go to Gong Hills, you will stop at the substation, the station, and you will hire the armed personnel.
Yes.
We will do that for you.
Okay.
We will factor it in the cost.
Okay.
So the security is taken care of.
The security is taken care of.
And then the transportation will get you to your point of hike. We will have researched for you. We will have told you what do you need to prepare. Remember, when we're talking of a hike, you're not just going to go and you have not prepared.
You have
and you're just plunging in.
Because you had even said that when you're mini, when you get yourself as a group or 2, a family of 2, then the cost becomes less. But when you are more, also when you're hiking, like you mentioned, Gong Hills, you know, you need many people, because in Gong Hills, you go up to the 7th hill, right? If I'm not wrong, I think you go up to the 7th hill. And when you're going to the 2nd, some people go faster, some people are dragging. How many people can you probably provide? Can you possibly provide to take care of all this? Because some people get to the 2nd hill and they can make it. So how do you ensure that those who can go to the 7th hill and those who can only stop at the 2nd are all taken care of?
And that's where now we say preparation comes in. Planning. Okay. So that people are aware.
Okay. Those who go to the wildlife safaris. You provide the van, the Land Cruiser. Right?
Or as we do mainly, we can hire for you the Land Cruiser.
Or do the minibus.
But we do mainly the minibus with the pop-up roof.
Okay. So when you do that, especially with the one that has the pop-up roof, how safe are your clients with the animals around them, because I know if there are tourists, for example, they would really like to be out there and see for themselves other than see them just through the window. They really want to pop up actually and see. How safe is that? Do you provide the insurance?
Yes, our vehicles are insured.
Of course.
Tourism service, actually they're called tourism service vehicle. Okay. They're insured. This vehicle has a driver guide. Driver guide. He is trained, and he knows the do's and the don'ts, okay? And the occupants of the vehicle, who will be now our guests at that point, are briefed,
okay,
on the do's
and the don'ts. Okay.
As you drive through the Mara, let's use the Mara, even the national park, even our vehicles, they say silence. Silence, silence.
Yes.
Why do we talk about silence in the vehicle? It is because these vehicles, we don't want to startle them. Remember, this is their natural environment.
Yes.
We are the strangers there. Tunaelewana hapo. We are the strangers. We are the ones who have gone to their natural habitat. So long as you don't do anything out of what you're supposed to do, there's no way they
will attack you. Oh. So
they
don't like noise in the car.
They don't like noise. It's also not good, surely, for the animals. But in the unlikely
event that
that happens, these parks are manned by security. Like if it's Narok parks, they are manned by the Narok County Council. Tour vans are fitted with radio call. You radio, and any of the people around.
I really want to curb this issue of Kenyans are not enjoying the country because of the affordability setback, you know. So do you, as a leader, tours and safaris, do you provide a different rate or a subsidized rate for the nationals? Or do you have the same rate as the tourists? Because when I see tourists going often to Masai Mara, to Naivasha, to the coast, to Malindi, I'm like, oh, they're the ones who can afford and will pay the same. So do we pay different? Do we pay same?
We pay very differently.
Okay.
There is what we call, okay, let me break it down for you. There is resident rate.
Yes.
That's Kenyan rate. And residents is Kenya, East Africa, I think Rwanda, and the wider East Africa.
That's encouraging.
That's very really encouraging. So there are three things to be paid for. There is the tour van.
Yes.
We will give you a subsidized rate. There is the park fee. There is resident rate, which is affordable. There is the hotel rate. The hotel has resident rates, which are affordable. Okay? So, but why I was talking about the family. Now let's go back to the family. We've talked about the rate. Let's go back to the family.
As you're talking about the family,
yes,
have this in mind. We had talked about when I go alone,
yes,
it's expensive.
Yes.
So I want to get another family and another family.
Yes.
As you're addressing the family that you're just about to talk to, factor this.
Yes.
When we go as a group,
yes,
just to make it affordable.
Yes. Yes.
Do I now at the end of the day or some point that I want have personal privacy that I now want?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. When yes. When you go as a group, there is a personal privacy because tours are done in the morning. There is the time we'll give you a detailed itinerary. You do a game drive, then you go back to the hotel.
Okay.
And then you have your lunch and you have your leisure time. So you have gone into your private space. Then you will again come back and you will do game drives. So it's not like we will be in the park the whole day. Remember, once the sun is up, the animals take shelter.
Oh,
so you
can see them.
You can't really see them.
Okay.
In Mara, you can try and see them as you go around, but mainly there are some very good hours to see animals. Okay. So when you go back to the hotel, there's a personal space. So you do what you want to do as a family, and then you can congregate again together as a group. But I don't want us to lose the issue of expense.
Okay.
Because. And that's why we said it's something you plan for the year.
Okay.
Because we've talked about the segments that are involved. We've talked about the hotel, we've talked about the tour van, and we've talked about the park fee.
Yes.
So now, when you multiply all these by the numbers in the family, that's where it begins to look expensive. Okay?
Yeah.
But let me digress a bit. When we look at that tourist who comes, do you imagine that tourist is a multimillionaire? What comes to your mind?
Maybe.
No. I have interacted with them.
Maybe.
I
have paid flights of maybe $1,000 plus.
Yes.
And I am going to be here for a month.
Yes.
Or less.
Yes.
I am going to be paying a hotel, which is probably like $100 on a daily basis.
Or more. And that's where now we go wrong. They are not multimillionaires.
Okay.
They plan their safari.
They plan
their safari.
Is so key.
They plan their safari.
Actually, whatever you do not plan doesn't come to pass easily. You have to plan. Whatever it is, you have to plan.
Yes.
So this thing of it's not affordable is just an excuse. It's lack of planning. It's lack of awareness. You know, of where should I go? Should I only go to the coast? It's so crowded. So if everyone has gone, I mean, there's a time, I remember I had people who could not travel because the SGR was fully booked and they just wanted that experience. They will not use the bus anymore. So when you want to get your destinations, especially to the coast, there's the SGR, there's a bus, there is also the flight if you want to fly. But other places, people don't talk about. They were only complaining of this. GR is fully booked for 2 weeks. You know, there are cartels who have done blah, blah, blah. And so now they can't travel. And they realize everybody only knows about the coast.
Yes. But we do realize now when we plan, when we're able to go to other places. Because when we talk of now transport to the to coast, it's very clearly defined. If I take the SGR, the rates are there. We all know how much it is. So I'll quickly find my way to the coast. But when I plan, I can have a bucket list or an adventure list. Let's not call it a bucket list. I can have an adventure list whereby I say, this year, my family and I, you know, and remember in the family there are many decision makers again. The person who pays is different.
The gold provider may just be one. The gold provider may just be one. But the people who want to utilize and spend this gold are many who do not even have an idea how this gold is processed. But then now, and I would be in your position. This is your business. You do this business. This is how you earn a living. How do you manage to get clients? Because as Kenyans as we are, we don't like to travel. We have this idea, it's expensive, it's for foreigners, it's for tourists. When I get to that van, I use my car. You know, you need to convince someone to be able to know that you'd rather use the Safari's Land Cruiser, you'd rather use this, you know. How are you able to convince someone? Because we do not have time. We're actually out of time. 1 hour is gone. And I wanted to give our viewer your parting shot. Please explain to them, tell them, bring them on board that it's a good thing to have family leisure. They could actually have it. It's not as expensive. In your company, are you able to give discounts? You know, what is it that is so wrongly taken out there that is not true? You know?
Yes, viewers, I really want us to go home knowing that if you plan your safari, it is not expensive. Because we at a Leader Tours and Safaris will package it for you. Now, the benefit of using a tour company is that you are using a company that is registered, number one, and we have been in this business over 10 years, taking people to the Mara. We know where the Mara is. We know where the animals are. But then again, this is our country. These are our God-given assets. Let us enjoy them.
You offer security.
We offer security. We offer qualified guides. We offer vehicles. It's a family business. We run the business ourselves.
And it's affordable.
And it is affordable. And it's doable. It's affordable and it's doable.
Yes.
It's doable. It's doable.
Okay. Okay, viewer, you got it from the expert herself. She has been doing this business over 14 years now, and she is very familiar with the destinations that you want to go to. Talk to her and find out where you want to go. She will give you the best guidance and the best advice in this regard. I have been your host. My name is Betty Akuku. Thank you so very much for watching. See you next time.